Dear watch lovers and sure lovers of vintage Rolex Daytonas, it's Grail Week at Bulang & Sons, and check out these two stunning beauties, each unique and with so much mojo. So get yourself a cocktail and join me on this trip to tropical paradise. I guess by now you all know that I'm a sucker for vintage Daytonas. Always have been, and the nice tropical dial version was always on the top of my list. So it brings me even more joy to present to you these two rare tropical dial versions of this all-time classic Rolex icon. They look very similar, but both have their own very special features and characteristics. You know, once regarded as a commercial mishap back in the days, the classic hand-wound Daytona has become the star for the vintage Rolex collectors world, and over the last 20 years has become one of the most collectible watches out there. The Daytona legend started in 1963 with the reference 6239 and went on till 1988, when the later reference 6263 and 6265 had been replaced for the new automatic Daytonas with customized zenith movements. In those 25 years we have seen a wide variety of dials, references and details, which makes it also, very exciting. Of course, the most famous ones are the Newman dial versions, and Rolex back then marketed them as exotic dials. Created in a time of crisis and low success of the model, they try to offer a more contemporary feel and match the trends of that period. We also see so much with other brands, and we also saw in furniture and clothing and all these other lifestyle, icons. It is very ironical and also often seen in the wider fields. The black sheep of a family often later becomes the star of the show. So let's dive deeper into these two beauties and start with the older one from the family. A very interesting one for sure, as it's one of the rarer references from the Rolex Daytona lineup. When we talk about vintage Daytonas, we often differ between the pump pusher and the screw down versions and periods. Within the 60s, featuring the pump pushers in the reference 6239 with a steel bezel, and the reference 6241 with the bakelite bezels, and the reference 6239 is the most common one out there, but also shows some very special and rare versions. It is so exciting to dive deeper in all those variations and details, as there are so many small varieties. But this would be a long video on its own, which makes vintage Rolex so interesting also. You can get lost for hours and hours in such details and variations and the connections between them. This one is the later pump pusher version with an incredible caramel brown tropical dial. The reference 6262 Daytona is regarded as one of the rarer versions, only produced between 1970 and 71, and together with its brother, the reference 6264, which has a bakelite bezel, was the last of the pump pusher Daytonas. The reference 6262 is considered a transitional Daytona. It featured a more advanced, altered Valjoux caliber 727 movement with a higher beat rate than the earlier models, which housed a caliber 72 movement. The dial already shares some of the characteristics that we also see on the screw-down versions. Also, the case shows a little bit of different shape and has that typical 6262 bulb around the crown. But as said, the star of this watch is its caramel brown eyes. Originally born black, they have turned into a palette of browns that make you fall in love with each twist of your wrist and change of light. Rich caramel brown in full sunlight, turning into chocolate tones in lower light, and always alive and magic on your wrist. It really is like an instant, island feeling, and exotic birds singing when you wear this baby. It really is so stylish and beautiful. These watches, are not only that stylish, but also so comfortable to wear, and with this tropical dial, it's just vintage Rolex paradise. The 6262 Tropical Daytona we are offering today is from 1971, and also the folder bracelet is from the same year. We believe the lume dots on this dial have been replaced at some point in the past, but still with tritium zinc sulfide mixture. To finish off that stylish look, the watch still holds a superdome plexi, which makes it even more alive and magical on your wrist. Maybe you have seen our video on tropical dial watches. If not, sure, check it out. You can find it on our channel. And yeah, tropical dials, it is a very special and rare alteration on these dials over the years. The name might suggest that these color changes have been triggered by sun-flooded life at the beach. But you really will be surprised that often these dials turn brown in the darkness of a vault. Indeed, darkness of a vault. Check out the video and find out why. Last but sure not least, we are offering you this crazy night Rolex 6265 Daytona, also with a brown-eyed tropical dial, and a very special and rare to find these days with the early MK1 pushers, which alone are already very valuable, and you hardly ever find these early screw-down Daytonas still fitted with these. Most have been replaced over the years, and of course the star of the show is the amazing brown-eyed dial also. A hair darker brown than the 6262 before, but still every beam of sunlight will make it pop and show a wide palette of shades. From caramel shades to chocolate, from a deep espresso roast to cappuccino delight. Tasty as tasty you can get, and with the depths you can get lost in for hours. Finding a tropical dial in such condition is absolute grail, and we are really proud to say it might be one of the nicest Daytonas available in the market right now. This watch was also born in 1971, and the serial number is actually really close to the 6262. It also comes on a 1971 folded oyster bracelet, and yeah, what more could you ask for? I am a lover for the 6265 Daytona, and the combination of this dial and the MK1 pushers is just insane. And to be honest, if I personally had the funds right now, I would add it to my own collection instead of offering it to you. So much I love it. But yeah, it's a very close battle between these two tropical beauties, and it's hard to make a choice. It's such a luxury and privilege to even be able to offer you two of these rare Daytonas at the same time. As we are also proud to be able to offer to you so many real nice and often also rare watches in our shop and on our website. Our team of experts put so much effort and joy into finding them and connecting with collectors and true watch lovers out there. Often these beauties come from really great collectors who also put their heart and soul into finding them for their own personal collection. They have been spending days and often years into building their knowledge, developing their taste, and even being able to obtain them. And both of these two watches come from very kind and respected collectors with an amazing taste in watches. And both only sell them to add another grail to their collection. So take that opportunity to get a true grail and find out all the details about these two watches at bulangandsons.com. Contact us when you need any assistance, as we are really always happy to personally help you find your grail. Also check out our other offerings. At the moment we have true amazing tropical submariners in the house also. So thanks for watching, and looking forward to see you soon again. Please like or subscribe, because more cool watch videos will be coming up soon.